You have all this history telling you the horrors of slavery, and all of a sudden it's been reduced down to, well, it wasn't that bad. And I'm not exaggerating, man. Because that's not just what's being told in the media. People are actively trying to teach that. And it's not an exaggeration when I say that people are saying, hey, it's no big deal.
Slavery is as old as time. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? I don't see the problem. No big deal.
Man, look at it. Just listen to Cartoon Columbus right there.
Jeez.
That's PragerU. That is not a satire. That's not a parody. That's not a joke. Double Toast is going to be doing a little tour. It's going to be hitting 3 cities very soon. Atlanta, Georgia, that's October 11th. Going to be in Santa Monica, California, November 14th. And going to be in Seattle, Washington, December 12th. And you can get your tickets for those by going to x1entertainment.com/double toasted. And time is running out on getting tickets to my show in Chicago. August 30th. That show is almost sold out. So go to doubletoastedchicago.com and get your tickets now. I'm actually, and this has been a long time dream of mine, I'm actually thinking about starting a summer camp where kids pick cotton now. Plantation Coleman. Because apparently slavery wasn't that bad. Built character.
Sure.
Take these kids out, put them out on the field for a hot ass summer. Put them in some rags and straw hats. Let them pick, because slavery was fun. Are you?
Well, will you have some work in the big house?
Oh man, if they act right, I might have something, and I'm equal opportunity. Whether you're black or white, you too can earn the opportunity to be a house. You might get to put on those white gloves and that tuxedo and serve stuff on a silver platter. Yeah, but hey, don't get mad at me. I've been hearing slavery's fun. Slavery's a blast.
You're going to create new brochures?
Yeah. Boy, we didn't know how good our ancestors had it, did we? Let's bring the good old days back. People, I'm talking crazy because I'm joking. But there's some people who want you to believe that. There's some people out there who want you to think that slavery was, that wasn't nothing.
Yeah, it's only like 2% of people, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about this. I want to talk about this because too many people, they want to take the topic of slavery, put it in a box, shove it in the closet, and just forget about it.
Yeah, right.
Act like nothing's happened. And they want to tuck it away, shut that door, and then come out and saying, you know what, I want to just put it there because it makes me uncomfortable. And why do we have to talk about old shit anyway? Right. I mean, can't we just talk about something else?
Yeah, you're free now, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got it good now. Look at you, man, in your hat and your nice shirt and everything. Oh. People, to those people who were saying that, why can't we just forget about it and move on? To those people, I'm tempted to say, well, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. But then they would be like, well, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. No, of course I want to repeat it. Of course I can't wait to put your black ass back in some chains. What are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, you know what? If you forget about it, you put your guard down, and then we can slide that shit back in.
Right.
You know how it is.
Yeah, just creep it back in, yeah.
But man, there's this disturbing trend right now where, this whole thing is happening openly and in all kinds of media where people are really saying that what just 10 years ago we thought for most people out there would be just not unbelievable and insensitive, but it would just be common sense. You have all this history telling you the horrors of slavery, and all of a sudden it's been reduced down to, well, it wasn't that bad. And I'm not exaggerating, man. Because that's not just what's being told in the media. People are actively trying to teach that. And it's not an exaggeration when I say that people are saying, hey, it's no big deal.
Slavery is as old as time. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? I don't see the problem. No big deal.
Man, look at it. Just listen to Cartoon Columbus right there.
Jeez.
That's PragerU. That is not a satire. That's not a parody. That's not a joke. PragerU is this
YouTube channel.
It's a YouTube channel, and I guess they want to be now a source of education where they're actually telling people, trying to tell the kids, slavery, it's no big deal.
It's better than being killed.
And for
I
insane
guess.
context, that's 2 years old.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, exactly. Now that's fresh. Hey, it's no big deal. So after getting chained, beaten, dehumanized,
Raped.
tortured, raped, hey, it's cool. It's a no big deal. Yeah, come here, Pixie nose. Hey, Pixie, ain't no big deal. I put her ass to work every day. She likes it. Look at that smile on her face right there.
That rictus grin.
People, I mean, look, it's a no big deal. I don't have to tell y'all that this is
Mamma mia, slavery.
Yeah,
I mean, from Columbus's mouth himself.
yeah. Cartoon Columbus, nonetheless. Sound like damn Mario. It's a slavery. I am not so bad.
Give me the whip. You making the cotton.
This is so insulting, people. It's condescending. It's demeaning. I have to tell you that. Come on now. For what I thought people understood that this was bad for obvious reason. Boy, am I stupid. Man.
We get educated every day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Prager.
Boy, was I dumb for thinking that. I'm gonna tell you, man. Somebody has to say something. So I would feel bad if I didn't. So I'm going to say something. I guess at first I was feeling kind of stupid because I thought I was saying the obvious, but obviously the obvious is not working anymore. And so I don't know why I'm saying this. Maybe it's because I'm just trying to stay vigilant. Maybe I hope that I'm reaching some people who are this stupid that they think that it's a no big deal. But I will go through. If you need to know, I will go through the reasons of why this is bad and why I am talking about this. Starting with, that's easy for you to say. You know what I mean?
Were you there?
Yeah, listen. I don't care if you were white, black, or anything in between. If you read about the horrors of slavery, you've seen it in movies. You know the history of it, and then you come back and say it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with you, man.
Well, it's believing something because somebody said it and you want to believe it.
Yeah, you want to believe it.
It makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Just because you didn't go through it, and that's the problem with things today. We lack empathy, even now with slavery. Well, I didn't go through it, so why should I give a shit?
Well, once we had the wave of Holocaust deniers, slavery deniers were just around the corner.
It was right there, right around, just waiting on stage to get called. Am I up?
I'm on deck.
Wait. Your cue is coming.
Well, let me know. I got my lines rehearsed. It's no big deal. You like empathy, man. Just because it didn't happen to you, all of a sudden it's no big deal. You just brush it off.
Yeah. How bad could it have been?
Maybe we really do need a slave summer camp. Put these people through this shit so you can learn, know what it's like.
Well, I think some people tried that for a bit. Seriously. But the controversy that surrounded it forced them to shut them down.
Okay. Well, good. Now I'm thinking about bringing it back. Let me just ask you. I'm not even ask you. I'm gonna tell you. You got all these people who play Civil War reenactments. How many want to be a slave?
I know.
I don't see one person saying me.
Yeah.
I don't see one person volunteering, black or anything else, to be, even when black people volunteer to do Civil War reenactments, they always the free slaves fighting. Ain't nobody out there picking cotton waiting to be let loose. Ain't nobody out there getting their ass whooped waiting to be freed. Nobody ever wants to be a slave. But hey, it's no big deal.
Right.
Man, this would be such a good time for Paramount to drop that Matt Stone and Trey Parker movie where Kendrick is playing a slave reenactor.
Yeah.
That's like the plot of that. So relevant.
Well, that'll in fiction because ain't nobody doing it in real life. Well, that's why I don't like those Civil War reenactments, because nobody want, as bad as it was, and the truth behind it that they were fighting for slavery.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a slave, and if you notice, nobody wants to be a slave owner.
Well, they were fighting for the right to maintain their economic system, which was based on having slaves.
But none of them vocalize it.
Mm-hmm.
None of them ever say, "Boy, I can't wait to fight for my slaves."
Yeah.
No, everybody's fighting for something other than slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Eric Andre's sketch where he goes to a reenactment and he dresses like a slave? He's like, help us.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. And all the actors are like, what do we do?
I saw that and I was like, good. Yeah. Yeah, nobody ever wants to say, I'm fighting to keep my niggas. Nobody's ever doing that. Everybody out there fighting for the economic stability of the South, which was goddamn slavery. The other thing is you're selfish. Only concerned about your feelings. So when you have, when facts are put in front of you, you always want to twist it to somehow make you feel better. Let's take the horrors out of slavery and make it nice. Let's sanitize it. Sanitize slavery.
Sure.
How do we do this?
Let's spray some Febreze on this slavery right here.
Let's turn this whip into a flower, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the way they turn guns into walkie-talkies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See, it's not a whip, it's licorice. They're giving them candy.
Yeah.
On their backs.
These goddamn linguini whips they wouldn't people with now. It's stupid, man. I bring this up because the last couple of weeks, we've seen people actively trying to do this out in the open. We got President Trump right now talking about, he says here, and you've seen this is ABC News right here. Trump says the Smithsonian focuses too much on how bad slavery was. And I'm going to tell you something. He actually does have a point, because there's no good thing about slavery at all. But of course it's going to all be bad.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't bad for the slave owners.
No.
Saying, how about profiles of them?
My man actually came out and said, let's focus on the positive. Why can't we talk about the good shit in America? Mm-hmm. Because all this shit you're doing right now is too woke. And that's when I knew that word was bullshit. I mean, it has been. We've known this.
Yeah.
But wow. Now that's when I knew that woke really was not just a word that was just misused, but nonsensical.
Mm-hmm.
Because now just the mere mention of slavery, just the mere mention of it. Why you being so woke?
Right.
Why you talking about old shit? And I don't get this, man. He wants the Smithsonian to pull back on talking about slavery because it's not positive enough. They're always talking about the bad shit with slavery. Well, that's why we're talking about it. I'm sorry, but America did something up. Sorry. And it was huge.
Yeah.
It's a major part of this country.
Yeah. And all that came after it, the Reconstruction and the part up until the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
All of that. Jim Crow.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, well, slavery ended and everything was great. Like, no, they weren't ready to let that go for a long, long time.
Well, that's why you need to talk to your girl, Jillian Michaels, over here.
Oh, yeah.
Because in addition to Trump trying to stop the Smithsonian, other places, if he can help it, talking about slavery because it makes me feel bad. You have Jillian Michaels, who a few days before, again, talking about... every time we talk about slavery, we always have to blame white people. What the fuck? But okay. I mean, as opposed to all those blacks in America that own slaves.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could blame the Mexicans, except that they fought Texas over slavery.
Yeah.
Because Texas wanted to hold on to slaves.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, they also fought... Texas also fought Mexicans because they are so racist that they even want to be called Mexicans. Mm-hmm. so yeah, we can't let that happen. But Jillian Michaels came in and she started this backlash with something completely dumb that she said.
Washing slavery. So
he's not?
He's not. No,
Okay.
he's not. And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. The world has slavery, but as far as America goes,
Mhm.
yeah, you can.
Which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans own slaves?
I don't give a what percent it was. Slavery was institutionalized in America.
Yes. And that number breaks down to at the head of the household. So the whole family owned the slaves. And this is out of a billion people. So the thousands of slaves that were still owned is very, very high.
Well, but baby,
Yeah.
it was an institution in America. So even if I don't give a if it was 0.5% of people in America that owned slaves, America benefited from dehumanizing and demeaning and forcing people to work so that everybody else could benefit from it. It created a hierarchy here in this country where not only could people be treated bad, but also you had consumer products that were made by slaves that everybody used. Hell, slaves were kind of like the Walmart of America at the time because they had lower prices because of slaves.
Sure.
And people made investments in plantations. Even if you don't own a slave, an investment in a nice slave-filled plantation could pay off for you.
Mm-hmm.
Consumer goods that we used every day at that time, or people used every day, like sugar and textiles, were produced by slaves.
Yeah.
And almost solely by slaves.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't own a slave, ooh, you got some of that good slave goodness on the side. And and even let's just say you want to dismiss that. It just enacted a system where it influenced people to be cruel.
Oh yeah. They
Treat people like secondhand citizens.
They all bought into that, well, these aren't really people, so we can do whatever we want. But I don't know, I look at this and I'm like, Jillian Michaels, isn't she a Pilates instructor? What is she? Why is she talking about this?
Idiot is what she is.
Yeah, like who would even ask her opinion on this?
Yeah, well, she on like The Biggest Loser.
Yeah,
and that's her. She was a star. Who would have known The Biggest Loser is her? And I think she's even adopted a black kid.
Oh boy! Oh, that poor kid.
Well, that kid's probably picking cotton for her. Kid's back there doing manual labor for her. Kid's dressed up like a slave in the house, mopping, looking like Aunt Jemima or something.
And the bandana on her head.
Miss Michaels, why Kleenex? I sure love cleaning for you, Miss Michaels. Yeah, don't let her call her mama. That's Master Michaels to you. Listen, it was such a system in this country. 2%. Well, I tell you what, when somebody was ready to take that from that 2%, this country went to war.
Uh-huh.
And also that 2%. You think every slave owner owned just one slave?
That's right. Yeah, you're talking about slave owners. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Hundreds of people, I'm sure.
That still meant millions of people owned slaves.
Yeah.
And that meant that we had millions of, pretty much everybody was a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Out of here with this. Again, you try to because of your feelings, because it hurts your feelings, you try to twist this around so much to where you sound just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody with just a little bit of research, but we got all this AI, ain't nobody using it. AI will tell you in a minute, just quickly, how slavery benefited everybody. I mean, you can look it up, people that's out there, how people benefited from slavery. This is from history. Let me see here, history.com. How slavery became the economic engine of the South. One press of a button will take you there, unless you just don't want to see it, or you just going to deny it when you do see it. Oh, folks, I'm going to take a little break from this. We're going to do a word from our sponsor right now. Tell you what, these people want to bring slavery back.
Well, I mean, look, they had a replacement with cheap labor from Mexico, but now they that all up. So looking back to slavery, it's like, well, I guess we could always go back to what worked.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why I better get me some life insurance real quick. Hey, Master could at least get some life insurance real quick. People got to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Select Quote. And I'm telling people this right now. We have we have not only a very young audience, but we've had an audience that has stuck with us for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of y'all grown now. Now it's time for y'all to start being like adults. And
Never.
no, hey, listen, don't do it. You can hang on as long as you want to, but you better do this before it gets too late. Get yourself some life insurance right here. And you can start with Select Quote. Select Quote takes the guesswork out of finding the right life insurance policy. One of their licensed agents, they'll help you out to find the right policy for the right price. They'll do all the work for you for free. Some people talk about, man, what about those pre-existing conditions? Well, yeah, they've thought about that too. And they have providers who offer same-day coverage up to $2 million worth with no medical exam required right there. And if you do have a pre-existing health condition, no problem, because Select Quote partners with companies that offer policies for people with conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. So real simple, man. Just like I say, start doing some adulting, cover yourself, make sure that your life is straight, get yourself some life insurance. Head over to selectquote.com/toasted and save more than 50% on the right life insurance for you. I want to thank Select Quote for sponsoring this portion of the show. And I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Martin, let's see here. Let's get ourselves some life insurance before they put us back in these chains, man. Oh, man. Listen, the reason why I'm saying all this too is because are we really that fragile today? Are we really that sensitive to where we bring up slavery, you take it personal? Because I'm telling you right now, whenever slavery is brought up, ain't nobody saying it's your fault.
Right.
You don't. I mean, unless you got a black man tied up in your house that we don't know about, and you putting his ass to work, nobody's blaming you for slavery out there.
We'll see how judgmental you're being.
When we talk about slavery, it ain't to blame. Again, it's teaching history. It's history it's meant to be a teachable moment. I mean, we should all be learning about this so that we learn how to be more compassionate and learn how to be better people.
Sure.
And I mean, there's all kind of stuff. There's ugly history and ancestry for everybody out there.
Yeah. But you know which countries don't have a racist past?
All of them do.
Yeah, even Africa.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I saw Hotel Rwanda. I didn't come out feeling guilty as a
What have I done?
Oh man, they shouldn't have done that.
I see black people up, and you call me on it, I'll be like, yeah, if it's justified, I ain't gonna sit there and be like, man, why you talking like that to me? I didn't do nothing. Now, if you a plantation owner that just stepped out of a time portal and you had some slaves, you might get your ass whooped for that. But other than that, man, you're good. You know what makes you look bad? When you say slavery is no big deal. And then that's when I start thinking, yeah, you want one.
Uh-huh. Or you've been feeling guilty and you want to be absolved instantly.
Yeah. See, when you sit up there and start saying things like slavery ain't no big deal and you start making excuses, I start having thoughts about you then. It starts making me think that if they announce slavery that day, you put in some pre-orders. I believe she's one.
Oh, yeah.
You think the website would crash?
Yo, yeah. Yeah, everybody trying to order slaves like iPhones, man. That's what I believe.
New iSlave is coming out.
Hey, slave, what time is it? Instead of hey, Siri. Hey, slave.
As the slave checks its Apple Watch to tell you what time it is. It's 7:59, sir.
And the funny thing about all this is that a lot of you who talk about slavery, man, you don't want to talk about the horrors of slavery. But boy, you bend over backwards and almost be ready to die to take them to defend those Confederate statues.
Oh my God, yeah.
You love all the good stuff about slavery South, except the slaves. Well, you love everything about slavery South, except you don't want to talk about the slave. Because that hurts my feelings, make me feel bad. Feelings, man. Proudly and loudly defend them statues over there. And by the way, the misconception is that we're saying, man, we should get rid of these statues. No, not by saying get rid of these statues. We're saying you just should not praise them. Well, they shouldn't be put up in public where they're looking at them like they're heroes.
Yeah, like they're heroes, or like they're guardians of that old way of life. To say, hey, listen, I know you think you moved up, but we're watching you. This is a reminder where you came from.
Yeah.
Those things should be presented the same way that like old cartoons are presented, with a little blurb and an explanation like this is from another time.
Yeah.
This is what it represents.
They should be in a museum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Words of Vanna Jones. They should be in a museum.
Mhm.
Somebody asked me who that is right there. That's General Douglas I Hate Blacks.
Wonder where he got his name.
I don't know who that is. I look at that damn face on here and I know what he stands for. But man, none of this is new. None of this stuff is new either. People been trying to make slavery no big deal for a while. When I was in high school, the big argument for slavery, and they even taught this in some places, but the big argument that people try to give you for slavery, especially if you had a friend or if you knew somebody who wore a Confederate flag, if you had class with them, they would always try to break it down. Man, the Civil War, it wasn't about slavery. It was about economics. Yeah, bitch, the economics of slavery.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Or
It's about land.
This symbol is not about prejudice. It's about Southern culture, the culture of slavery.
Yes.
And prejudice. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Hey, what was that culture, by the way? What was it based around?
Cotton, chains.
Yeah. Even not too long ago, you had a school where they would put in the books talking about that slaves were immigrants. We came over here voluntarily looking for work, like Mexicans. Yeah, this is in the news. You don't believe me? Look it up. Yeah. Yeah, women had to like actually address this because they put in there that, yeah, slaves were immigrants who came over here just looking for a job.
Slaves are just a name, you see.
Yeah. Some people really do want that image of the happy slave, man. You want us out there picking and grinning. You know, we got a damn cartoon bluebird on our shoulder while we out there. But y'all want to smile like Uncle Remus out there, man. Y'all, we just going hand in hand with little white children, telling them stories before we go back to work, which we're happy to do. You know, we love your children more than us. Just had to say something because we all have to stay vigilant, man, because there's always somebody trying to change history.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like we have this whole movement of saying like, hey, no more struggle movies. We don't want to see that anymore. It's a double-edged sword because it's also in that the flip side is that you're not seeing these things from history that you should. And it's real easy to just let them slide on by and have a whole generation that doesn't really know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know for us growing up, I'm thinking I can include you in this. We kind of knew about slavery until Roots came on. And that was like cemented in our heads like, oh shit, that's what this was.
Yeah.
It's like, it made it real.
Well, I mean, I came up to where I was very young when Roots came out.
Yeah,
so,
I guess you were.
So I always knew about slavery somehow, you know, but but yeah, man, maybe we need to get the struggle going again in cinema. Shit, there's a movie I want to make. I'm not even joking. I sound like I'm making a joke. I read something the other day. It wasn't even didn't even happen in America, but if it happened somewhere, if it happened there, it did happen in America at some point. But this is how cruel people can be and how they were at the time. Because you want to talk about. Well, I always look at medieval times as being barbarian or barbaric.
Yeah.
You know, no, it was barbaric up until just the turn of the century here. Even last century, even the 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a point where there was an English dude, I forgot his name, but his business was slaves, shipping slaves back and forth. And there was one point where he had a boat that got, I guess disease was spreading and it was overcrowded. And then he just took all these slaves, men, women, and children, and dumped 100 of them overboard, you know, into the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heartless about it too. And the only reason why anybody even made a big deal about it is not because they were human beings, but because they were fighting over it because of insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Because these were property.
Yeah.
So yeah, people, y'all, you know, as times go on, you need to. It's hard to talk about. It's depressing, but you see what happens when nobody talks about it. Everybody just tries to brush it under the rug and forget that it even happens. Because, like I said, we don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't care anybody, all of y'all young who are coming up. I don't give a fuck what color you are. All y'all need to learn about this shit and hear about it because they're gonna try all y'all over at some point.
Whenever people say that, I always think, how think Germany feels about the Holocaust, you know? They acknowledge it and they make laws against that shit that are like prevalent and loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
US is not doing that shit.
No, because US, we're brats.
Brats.
We've been
young
told,
country and we're brats.
Yeah, we're a young country. We've been told that we're special so long. We've been told we're the greatest so long that we're not strong enough to take the criticism of our own history. We're just a bunch of bitches, man, who just can't stand to be told, at one time, it's not even us, that one time we did a lot of cruel things. Instead of being stronger for that and learn about it, we don't want to talk about it. Because we're just a country full of, everybody wants to use the term snowflakes. You a big ass snowflake if you can't even talk about slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Out of here.
And if Trump's going after the Smithsonian, it's only a matter of time before he goes after the African American Museum. And if you do nothing in life, you should go visit that before anything happens to that history. And get there in the morning, start at the bottom and work your way up, and you'll get a real good sense of everything.
Yeah, I've been there.
A great education.
Yeah.
All those museums are phenomenal. I grew up in DC going to those museums. They're amazing.
Oh, well, zippity doo. I think that's in the museum, right? Yeah. That's what, you know what? If we don't change things, that's what you're going to be seeing in the museum. You're going to see a damn happy-ass black slave walking around with cartoon birds singing, talking about, now that was slavery.
That's going to be you.
Yeah, exactly. But now, see how good it was?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a holographic Uncle Remus with his birds. That'll be your tour guide at the museum. Every time you stop to look at something, he'll come walking up and explain to you how fun it was working for the white people and taking care of the children.
Yeah, he won't even talk like a slave no more. Hi, everybody. I'm Uncle Remus. You have his white voice.
You'll look up if Uncle Remus is on that AI app.
I'm Uncle Remus, and this is my buddy Blue right here. Blue, you ready to show people the joy of slavery? Let's go. Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.